Hey, product review time, YouTube. I just wanted to do a product review on this little hard drive I got. I got it on eBay for like $34.99 plus tax, less than $40. It's a 512 gigabyte. Now, the more gigs you run, up to terabytes, they could run quite a bit more. It depends on the storage. Okay, and there's so many different um drives out there. Hey, Lacey, there's HDD drives, those are what they call hard disk drives, which they have working mechanisms in it, a little disk, a disk reader and stuff. That's what HDD is for, hard disk drives. SDD is solid state, which this company has a 3-year warranty. And I thought it would be a fake hard drive when I got it. Eyeballing this weird name for quite some. And the main company's in Shenzhen, China, and this company's been around for over 20 years. Yeah, it ain't your average Western Digital or ADATA and stuff like that, or your typical Samsung drives and, stuff like that, the higher end ones. But this here is called Fanxiana or whatever it is. It's FANXIANA. Right there's a little box right there comes in. All right. Now there are different types. I told you there's one slot, two slotted drives. Which two slot would be the two slots? The name on those would be key M and key B slots. Go figure, right? And I got it Saturday. Initially, I was going to throw it up in my laptop PC, but it didn't go as planned because I virtually could not put the recovery in it because it would not allow it. It would put the recovery in, but then it would turn around and just give all these error codes. Well, I checked the manufacturer specs for my computer, and I think you should too, to see if your motherboard is compatible or not with that certain drive. Now, like mine, I would have to put one in it no higher than probably a 256 originally what come in it, and it's a Samsung. Okay, and it's a two slotted. So let me get into eBay here, and I'll tell you the specs and show you the drive and all that. But I found I can always find uses for hard drives one way or another because I could use them as external. But when you first put a drive inside of a computer, don't do it right away. Don't just rip and tear and get the computer to recognize that drive, which I mean by setting up your partition and your partition letter. Then once you do that, then you go down and hit format. Then you can slide it up in your PC. Then you got to have a recovery drive, which is your Windows 10, 11, whatever Windows you run. Little girl says no one home. Oh, little baby girl. All right. So we're going to go in here to my account. Okay. I did pay $34.99 for it. It's a M.2 2280. Now they do come in different sizes. They could range. All right, the 256, which my computer would have, is $19.99. The 512 is $34.99, which that is. The 1 terabyte is $59.99, and of course 2 terabyte. I can't give you the price; they're out of stock right now. All right, let me see here. And this here is compatible with all Windows. Okay. And that would be a 2 slot right there. Some of your computers have a 1, some have a 2. But if it's a 2, it's key M and key B slot. It has RAID Smart on it, advanced wear leveling, bad block, thermal throttling, power management, SLC cache. I tested it out last night on a few movies, worked superb. The read and write speed is 560 megabits a second to 480 megabits a second. Okay, widely compatible with PC notebook computers on one machine, perfectly compatible with 7, 8, 10, and 11 Windows. Motherboard must be equipped with an M.2 interface, which mine is, but it's not compatible with the motherboard. Okay. 50% boot time faster compared to HDD. Like I said, HDD is hard disk drive. Okay. The sequential read speed is 550 megabits. Write speed is 500 megabits. And how they get to 22 by 80 is the width and length, okay, of your board. It has intelligent SLC in it, a bunch of stuff. Booting, operating speed faster, game loading, file saving, and all that good stuff, and the list goes on and on. There's no internal mechanism, good shock resistant, high data security. Which anymore, you need a lot of security with all these hackers, 50 times boot time faster compared to HDD. Transmit data stable and accurately. Yes, it does do that. And it has a preferred chip in it with a 3-year warranty. And that's the chip it's got right there, guys. Like all your little faces there, hon.
You do not see what it looked the faces were.
Oh, high temperature with a thermometer and nose blowing part. So I'm going to show you what the kid has, and this is kind of cute. I'll show you the drive here in a second. I got it kind of hidden right now, You'll get a little instruction manual, of course, a little tiny screwdriver to mount it in your computer with. Cutest little dang screwdriver, and it comes with one little tiny itsy bitsy set screw underneath that little sticker. That is for your PC in case one don't come with one, or if you lose one. Okay. All right. And even some computers cannot be done like mine because it has the motherboard and you have to use the same drive that comes in it, around the 256. And there is some computers out there now, newer ones. And if you want a computer, you better make sure it's high storage that you want. I mean, you don't want 128 gig if you're looking at 256 or 512 or even 1 terabyte. Because here's where the problem lays. Sometimes they're starting to take the hard drives like the M.2s out, the HDDs, solid state, the bigger drives, like what's in this here, that's a solid state, but that's going to be my Blu-ray drive that I just made. I got the case today. They're taking those out, literally putting in regular chips and embedding them onto the board where they're soldered onto the board to where you have to use a soldering iron if you got one available, if the parts are able to be unsoldered or resoldered. Some of them, you got to get what I've got, and they run $50 to $100 for a good one, like what I've got. A hot air station with a special hot air gun and flux. Then you have to heat that chip up to get it off the board and relay a new one and resolder it. So that can be more of a job. And that's not count putting the operating system in it with your Windows. That's what I explained on recovery before. Now, this is the enclosure I got for it. It's an M.2 enclosure. Okay. And I got the lid on backwards. But you cannot tell me what side the C port from the USB port. Yeah, this is USB and C for your phone and or computer. But I got a little tip and trick. If you get a dual one like this, and there ain't no more about $5, $10 a piece, you can buy more expensive ones for $30, $40. But this is an M.2 solid state enclosure. I took a paint marker, marked C port on one side and USB with the 3.0, and that's your C port for your phone where your phone charger is. All right, now to get this out, we got to take the little caps off. And that's why I wrote an arrow on this so I know it's side to USB so I don't get the caps mixed up. But you know what? That's a sugar tester. Don't worry about
It
that.
just got turned back on.
This here comes with its own little screw and screwdriver as well. That's that's like that little skirts in that package I just showed you. Now, if that falls out and you lose it, that does have rubber grommets where you can pull it through and lock it. But there's the Sata right there. Big difference between one of them and one of these. Okay. Right there. And how would I recommend it? The drive, it does pretty good at downloading, uploading speed. I used it last night to watch movies on it. It does excellent. It has a little LED light here so you know if it's working or not. And this, like I said, is a Sata SDD S201 512 gigabyte M.2 2280 Sata. And it's made in China. And do not remove that sticker. It tells right here in the label with any drives, even on regular hard drives. That would avoid your warranty. Okay, this is a dual slot. Some will come square, some will come like this, longer. Some will come a little shorter, come with square where it looks like a computer chip and I have one or two slots in it. So you're gonna have to figure out which interface you got in your computer. Okay. But this little hard drive enclosure, you just snap it back in and you just put your caps on like so. But that is a cute little guy and it does work. So I can always use drives, because I separate all mine, Like this one here, I'm just testing. That Dell computer I refurbished, well, the motherboard finally went out of it, so I took the hard drive out, erased it, just used it for parts of this. There'll be my Blu-ray. Now this is a solid state. Now this Western Digital here and all the rest of them I got is a hard disk drive, which is HDD, which you can't really tell between an SDD or an HDD, the speed ratio. I mean, they seem like they're pretty quick on both ends. But in reality, solid states don't have the disk in it where that blue one I just showed you from Western Digital was refurbished, paid like $30 for it. It's an HDD drive. And it does pretty good. I mean, but all in all, I would recommend this company. Just try not to buy too many of these in China, out of China, because you don't, even some in the US, you got to watch. Because some of these can be fake. How you know he's fake is when you buy like a 512 per se or a 1 terabyte and you plug it in, get your partition up, your partition letter, format it, and start putting stuff on it, and your drive shows a different number. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's 512, so you're going to get over 400 some gigabyte because that's just an estimate. That's why they call it an estimate. It could be, maybe, or would be. So don't think if you're going to buy a 1 terabyte, it's going to say 1 terabyte across your memory screen. It's going to be like somewhere around 990 some gigabyte. They always take that little extra off. So that's where really they're ripping you off at. That's like a 2 terabyte. You get a 2 terabyte. I got a 2 terabyte traditional flash drive, USB. And when I plugged in, formatted it. Now those you don't have to do the partition for like you do drives. It's somewhere around 1.90 gigabyte. Okay. So I just wanted to clear that up with you. And then the best way I could tell you to find out if a hard drive is compatible if you want to upgrade. Type in your make of your computer and the model number. Okay. And eventually you're going to find on Google a parts list like what I did for this and stuff. A parts list. And it's going to tell exactly. A lot of my stuff and mine's a little expensive because, like, the ribbon cable runs this hard drive to the motherboard. Oh my God, it's like 50 some dollars worth tax just for a stupid little ribbon cable because HP's the only one that makes them. Even on eBay, it's like 30, 40 some dollars to buy it, like 12 something to ship the doggone thing. But yeah, I'm gonna be bouncing off here, probably watching movies here soon because I gotta get cigarettes rolled anyhow. But I would recommend this brand of hard drive, guys. It is good. Just make sure you do the petition or the drive will not recognize at all. It won't even show up in your file folder. Okay, and once the petition letter is done, then you format the doggone thing before you stick it up in your computer. And if, like I said, if you don't get a screen eventually in your BIOS and it jumps out of the BIOS into another screen. If you don't get what recovers from this drive, that means it's not going to be compatible with your PC. It has to say recover from this drive. Then once you hit that recovery part, it goes through everything. Then it's going to ask you to delete everything, like if you're recycling it or only just do part of it. That installs your Windows and operating system right there. Good info. Thanks, man. Hey, you're welcome, buddy. Anytime, man. I'm the tech around here. So, when it comes on computers, because I built these suckers for like ever, and I'm just giving you heads up. Some motherboards may not be compatible with another aftermarket drive. If it has a Samsung or an HP in it or a Dell hard drive, check the manufacturer spec. To see if anybody or anyone could have upgraded it to a 512 or 1 terabyte or higher. This is the 256, which I'm all right with because I still got a 512 baby to back me up. All I do is plug it in and start adding stuff to it to get to your second storage. Because like Lacey's computer, it has 2 storages in it. You can actually take the lid off. It had original M.2 in it, and I pulled it, put a solid state 1 terabyte in it. But you can upgrade it. But why you take it apart if you even have a second slot? Just get a hard drive enclosure like one of these or one of these, and you can have extra storage. And you don't have to worry about the operating system or nothing. But anyhow, guys, it's been my pleasure doing these product reviews here. Anyhow, like my videos, please, and always subscribe to Lacey and the Cats, please, and myself. I still got some more soup reviews to do, a couple more of the ramens, and one more can of spicy. And Lacey has a good kind of cereal that she's going to probably do a review on her tablet if she don't get her computer out, do it live.
I do tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. That's why I can have some for breakfast tomorrow with her. But anyhow, talk to you guys later. Jetting out of here. Have a good night. Lacey wasn't feeling good. I'll keep you guys posted how she's doing. She can get back in the ER or whatever. I hope the heck not.